I grew up very poor. My dream was actually to become an architect.
Like you were 8 years old
Yes.
when you find your father dead.
Yes. 9:15, I looked at my watch. Don't ask me why.
If you allow your past to break you, then you will never see the sunshine that you are today.
It's 2 days in the year that you cannot change. One is called yesterday and the other one is called tomorrow.
So now, you and your mom have a very good relationship.
If it's leadership, I'm free.
If you say, I don't have time, it's you cursing yourself.
No dream needs to stay a dream.
The most we can pray for, I wish you a healthy lifestyle.
Amen, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, my name is King Natu Mtakamthembu Mtakamvela Simakeza ngalibisa amanzi akhona esangweni. Uchichichi umlamlo ngonyo wavele nyandeni ujabhajaba umkhonto kashaya wazonda amachichi namanyuwana. Welcome to the episode number 18 with the lady all the way from Romania. Mihaela, welcome to the Drive Through podcast.
Well, thank you very much and thank you for having me in your brand new studio. I feel honored to be here.
Yeah. Actually, you are the first one. You are the first one to
Look
be
at
here
this
in the
lucky
studio.
number 18.
Yeah, we are working. Whatever time we get, we make sure that we push as hard as we can. I know that someone feel like it's impossible, but I believe that you control your own time. You understand? I believe that if you say, I don't have time, it's you cursing yourself. It's you delaying yourself. Whatever opportunity I have, I make use of it. That is why I'm having this content. I'm behind this microphone each and every chance I get.
God bless you and keep it up.
And today I'm having you all the way from Romania. So thank you
you
so much for coming through.
Thank you and
It's
thank
an
you for
honor
having me.
to have you, especially after I hosted your husband, but we're going to speak about that.
Yeah.
We sat by the pool, it was nice, everything was just moving. And today I'm happy that I have you here.
Thank
You
you.
understand? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube, we still go by the name of Drive_through23, and on TikTok, we are still Drive.through23. We thank you, each and every individual who's subscribing, Buffett, who's watching us. It really means a lot to us because without you, we are nothing. Without
Subscribe.
viewers, we are nothing. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, you share, and don't forget to press that notification button so that you can be able to see each and every episode that we post. Today, I'm having Mihaela all the way from Romania. Mihaela, to the people who knows nothing about you, there are people who never met you. I know you, but I don't know where you're coming from. Before we speak about your career, before we speak about the leadership, the business, and all the stuff, do you mind if you can take us back, way back,
Way back.
before you meet your boyfriend, before you meet your husband today, before you become Boca Woods, before you become the person or the product that I see today? Do you mind if you can just take me back while you're still staying under your parents' roof?
Absolutely. I am Mihaela Hillhouse. I am originally from Romania. I have lived in the United States, oh my God, 15 years now.
Okay.
I came in 2010, but before we get to the part of me getting to the United States, I was born in Constanța, Romania, which is right by the sea, so I've always seek to be in a place that has just a tiny bit of water. In any way, shape, or form, I needed water. That's where I recharge, that's my happy place.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I am the only child. I grew up, and not a lot of people, and this is actually gonna be first time on air, I grew up very poor. I grew up in a very challenged environment in the sense that my father was an alcoholic and nothing against him. It's gonna sound crazy, but I think it's great because it definitely gave me a different perspective in choosing my partner, and the challenges that I encountered and the things that I got to experience in my family are the ones that helped me be the person that I am today. And for that, I could have not been more grateful because I like me today.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And
That's
I'm very
beautiful.
grateful for that.
Okay.
Were there tough days? Absolutely. Were tough moments, are tough memories. But the filter that I chose to put on and the way that I look at it, it's as positive as I can. And living in the environment that I live, that's actually what pushed me to come to America, because having those experiences daily, I wanted to go as far as I could.
Okay.
And I still remember I was 8 years old, and it was this movie with South Beach.
Yeah.
And
the movie South Beach, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I saw it. I saw all those ladies by the beach in roller skates. I saw the palm trees, which I've never seen before.
Okay.
And I said to the image that was on the screen, this is where I'm going to live one day.
Okay. That's
Well,
beautiful.
you know, fast forward, that's where I landed up first time in Boca Raton. But going through high school and moving eventually to university, my dream was actually to become an architect.
Oh,
That
okay.
was
So,
my...
but do you have those skills?
I did. However, in order to go to the university, you needed extra classes, you needed a lot of financial resources, which I did not have available. So I needed to find a different avenue. And I needed to find a university where I was able still to maintain a full-time job while I was going full-time to school.
Okay.
In that time,
Like, that is back in Romania.
yeah.
Wow.
And in that time, I actually met my best friend, which I call her my sister, and her family kind of adopted me. So I'm very rich. I have 2 moms, two dads.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
Yes.
Very like you.
And I have a sister.
Yeah.
And she has been a great support for me while I was in school, you know, taking classes, sharing materials, and just another sounding board for whatever was going through with me.
Okay.
Didn't mention this prior, but my father is my stepfather, because my real father actually, from the addiction, ended up passing when I was 8 years old, and I am the one that found him dead.
Really?
So yes,
I'm sorry about that.
I always say God gives you what you can carry, and you know, even though it might seem like a heavy cross, I think that's the cross that I was meant to have.
So how did you find him dead?
I came from school, and that morning I was actually having some very strange feelings, and I actually left home at 5 o'clock in the morning because I was like, something is gonna happen.
Like you were 8 years old
Yes,
when you found your father dead.
yes.
Okay, take me through.
And I left home at 5 o'clock in the morning because I felt that something was going to happen. And normally what was going to happen, you know, I would get beaten up
Serious?
every day.
Really?
So I was like, you know, now
Who's beating you up?
I'm my father.
Okay.
Now I'm laughing because, you know, I think I surpassed those traumas, but I was like, I think I can skip the morning shift. You know, we can, if anything, when I come back from school, I'm sure he will find something to come after me. So I left 5 o'clock in the morning. I went to school. The school wasn't open, so I would just stayed outside up until it opened. And for some reason at 9:15, I looked at my watch. Don't ask me why.
Okay.
And if you're asking me to this day, I think that's the time when it happened. And I came home and I found the doors that were never open, normally open. So he was actually dead in the basement.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
So
he kill himself or?
no. It
Was he
just,
sick?
I think it was a heart attack. And he was a very big guy, and some steps in the basement actually broke with him when he fell.
Okay.
So I don't know if that had any impact, but it was a heart attack.
So where was your mother at that time?
At work. My mom was at work and I was coming from school.
So did your mother know that your father was physically abusing?
Yeah, he used to do that with both of us. So whichever one
Oh,
of us
man.
was trying, you know, to help the other one, we were both
So,
would
but-
end up in the same boat. So
Okay, so but did you guys reported him or?
yeah, but remember, it's back in Romania. It's very many years ago, and you know, police would come by and
Just
would be nothing.
have the conversation, solve
Yeah,
it.
or sometimes they wouldn't even show up. So
And how did that affect you as a young girl growing up under that situation?
his physical abuse, I think, pushed me to always be hungry for getting out of where I was. Like I was working at 8-9 years old. I was washing vegetables at the fresh market. Anything to get out of the house, but also like wanting to be the best in school, because I knew that school was going to be my escape. Because I knew if I become very good in school, I can get, a scholarship or something, and maybe I can go away. So that was always my drive. Like, I've never had my parents and, eventually my stepfather, anyone to check on me on, hey, did you do your homework? Did you? No, they just knew that every year they had to buy me
School uniform.
a crown of flowers, because that's what you are getting if you are the first in class. And because we weren't always having money, they actually made me an artificial crown of flowers so we can have it from year to year.
Oh wow.
But that's what was the drive for me, and I always knew I wanted to go away, and I wanted to be as far as I can from those places, from those memories, and from anything, because I was becoming also as a teenager very strongly opinionated because of all that pain that I felt, and I didn't know how to manage.
Yeah. But all I can tell you, I see the strongest woman that you have became. And I can tell you right now that the part of you being strong today is because of your past. And you chose not to take your past with you. Instead, you decided to rise from your past, because sometimes our past is either makes you or breaks you. That's our past. But if you allow your past to break you, then you will never see the sunshine that you are today. Because when we see you, we see somebody who's coming from a very collected family, somebody who's coming from a very loving family. Why? It's because of you didn't want to look like your problems. You always look like your future. And with that, congratulations for the person that you have become. And
Thank you.
I'm not gonna say sorry. I think that was your path, and for the sake that you won, and for the sake that you became the person that you are today, I would say congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
Congratulations. Some people get trapped from their past and they cannot swim out of their past, and that's the problem. You understand? So now, living in that environment, what happened after? Did you move out from your house after your father passed?
We ended up moving we used to live in a home, we moved into an apartment, and there were some financial challenges, and there were some of the old habits from my father, creeping in a little bit with my stepfather. But again, those are choices that my mother has made, and I respect them.
Okay.
And we moved in there, and fun fact, I did not have a bed.
Went to your stepfather's house? Or?
No, it was our home. He moved in with us, actually.
Your father?
But, yeah, stepfather.
Oh, stepfather, okay.
Yeah. And I didn't have a bed, so again, making a plan always. There was some boxes of, the Dole bananas.
Yeah.
I filled them with books, and I put 2 comforters on top of it. And that was my bed, because I was very happy to have my own space. And with time, as we were getting better and, doing more, we actually bought a couch. and it was the best purchase I have ever made.
Oh man, how old were you then?
17.
17 years old.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I was working in the summer either at a water park or it was a nightclub where, you know, the people with very good backgrounds or, you know, very strong financially established, they were coming there. So I was very happy when, you know, I would get to bring you a beer to your beach chair and you are giving me tip $20. I was like, damn, it's a great day. Fun fact, I had the tan from working on the beach for 3 years.
Oh man.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to the beach and I was putting sunscreen everywhere. I was like super tan so I can get the whiter areas. I remember I had a wedding to go to. I had sleeves, I had everything. I was like summertime, 100 Fahrenheit. I'm the one with a jacket on.
That's crazy, man. That's part of growing up anyway.
love
And
it.
you see how you laugh about it now. Back then you were ashamed and like, I'm not looking like other people. But now we are laughing about it.
I don't think I was even ashamed, to be honest with you. And I think this is something that people still deal with today.
Yeah.
I wanted to be accepted.
Yeah, the way you are with your situation.
Yes, I wanted to have friends. I wanted to hang out with people, but nobody wanted to hang out with me because I wouldn't wear jeans. I was wearing slacks because I didn't have time. I didn't have money for jeans.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear like sneakers like now because I wouldn't have money. I would have a pair of flats. Or, you know, I was never looking like my age group.
Yeah.
And they were embarrassed of, you know, hanging out with me
With a
or
friend who doesn't, who's not on the same
who's
standard.
not cool, you know. So I wouldn't have money to go out or, you know, do the lunch breaks. Still remember, I think I had 50 cents for lunch box. If I was having 50 cents, I don't know, for 4 or 5 years. You know what would you buy with 50 cents?
Oh,
nothing. So yeah, for me it was the want of having friends, the need to be accepted, and I think somewhere around the age 18, I realized that there is a level of superficiality, and it's a very in all those friendships they are at a surface level.
Yeah.
And I chose that I didn't care.
Yeah.
I really didn't care. I didn't really, I realized I did not need it. I did not want it. It was just a fake and a false image that I was building in my head that's what would make me love. That's what would, and that's so false.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, I did not care about having friends. I did not care about getting close to people, because those that truly cared about being close to me, they would bring a value to my life.
Yeah.
And from that day, probably up until, you know, a couple of years ago, I had Alex, which is my sister, my best friend, which, God, more than 18 years. And
She's back in Romania now.
Yes.
Okay.
And this hand, it tells you how many people I call friends.
Okay.
And that's it. I have
And
a
all
very,
of them fit in that.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a very small circle. It's a very safe space. And it's a two-way street. And it's more than, you know, just girls being girls.
Yeah.
It's women empowering women. It's I don't know, it's something that fuels me.
Yeah.
It's something that makes me happy. It's people that matter to me.
Yeah.
It's-
I can tell you, Mihaela, the bigger the space or the bigger your circle, the bigger the problem.
Amen.
You understand? So the smaller the circle, the smaller the problem. Because now you know each and every person in your circle. And the circle that you have created is your own responsibility, because you are the one who are in control who you're putting in your space. And the more you put in your circle, it gets overcrowded. At the end of the day, you can't even breathe. Like whenever you tell somebody your problem, it tells that one, it comes back to you. Now you don't have peace. So it's always good to have a small circle, because you know each and every person in your circle. Imagining being a person who's opened a very big circle and you have all of these energies in your circle. How are you going to survive in that? So there's nothing wrong having a small circle, because of it means you can control everybody in your circle. Okay, moving a little bit back to your for passing of your father. The relationship between you and your father was very bad.
Yes, but I think it was bad because of his addiction, right? Being an alcoholic, I think you start building your own reality.
Yeah.
Because do I believe in my heart that my father was a bad person? No.
Okay.
And you know, again, I can be someone that is very naive.
Okay.
Or I'm trying to build a false reality, but I personally believe, because when he was sober, he was a great guy.
Yeah. You can
But-
laugh, make jokes,
Absolutely.
play together, but once you get
Absolutely.
drunk,
But once you know that alcohol was coming into the mix, he was transforming into someone that he wasn't. So as much as he hurt me, I'll never hold him to it, because I think it was another persona in that moment that was acting that way.
okay.
Would I wish that he would have made different choices? Absolutely. But I think at the end of the day, you know, we all make our own choices, and we
Yeah.
gotta accept what comes with it.
Okay, so if your father was still alive, coming from that situation, abusing you and all the stuff, what would you say to him today?
Nothing. I would love him. I would, you know, pamper him, because
Yeah.
now I can. And,
Yeah.
you know, I would hope him to find his path. But you know, my mission on this earth is not to judge anyone or bring, you know, back. The past is the past, because, you know, I always say, and I think it's Mahatma Gandhi that said this.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's 2 days in the year that you cannot change. One is called yesterday, and another one is called tomorrow.
I remember you told me that the first time I
Yeah.
met you.
So, you know,
Yeah.
just focus on today. If, you know, God willing, he was here, I think we would have had a great time. I hope he would have, you know, seek the help that he needed, and, you know, have him as healthy and have a good time. I think he would have loved Kyle.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle would have loved him, because,
Yeah.
you know, my father used to be a great cook, and a great, you know, house
Yeah.
husband, and, you know, try to provide to the best of his abilities. And
Yeah. Okay, so where is your mom now?
My mom is back in Romania. She's with my stepfather, and she's enjoying retirement. You know?
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
She was here last year in September, and
Oh, she came to see you here.
yes.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, so she got to meet Kyle, my husband, for the first time.
Okay.
And, you know,
They connected so well.
Yes, and
No-
fine print. My mom does not speak English. Kyle does not speak Romanian.
Oh,
But
now
no.
you were
No.
a person in the middle.
Besides that, you know, the best part is they went out for lunch together.
Oh my God, I can
Exactly.
imagine. That was okay. And
Yeah.
how did it happen?
Kyle calls me, tells me we want to go out for lunch, puts my mom on FaceTime. My mom is like, in Romanian, we go out for lunch. At that point, my English and my Romanian was a bit of
Yeah.
Romanglish.
Okay, Romanglish, yeah.
Because I was mixing it, you can imagine. Yeah, but no, they went, and I have to tell you, the entire time she was here, whenever we went out for dinner, whatever Kyle would order for her, it was the best thing on earth. If her and I were going out for dinner or lunch, oh, it's not like how Kyle took me out.
Oh man.
I was like, okay, thanks for ditching your daughter.
No, that's beautiful. So
Yeah.
now you and your mom have a very good relationship?
I would say it's a respectful relationship. It's a good relationship. There are certain things that happened, and I wish you would have had a different approach.
Okay.
But for that, again, I am not someone to judge or tell you what to do. However, I will choose to protect myself.
Okay.
And I chose to preserve my feelings. And I love her, I respect her, but I would not say we are close.
Okay.
Like, I'll give her everything and anything I can, and you know, I want her to have the memories that I wasn't able to have. And I love her, I respect her, but I would not be fake to say that, oh my God, we're besties.
Yeah. So when last you speak to your mom?
Oh, we speak every day.
Oh, nice. Then you guys are.
No, we speak every day. It's just that, you know, certain episodes in my life, certain memories, certain things that normally as a daughter you would share with your mother. I chose not to because of certain actions that she had towards me that hurt me very bad.
Okay. All right. No, that's fair enough. We're not going to go deeper than that. I think you unfolded a lot of things about your past and the person that you have became today until you meet Kyle as your husband. And that your mother had to come and see where you stay. I think that's everything. That access enough. You understand? Unlike having parents in Romania and you are here in America for 12 years or 20 years, but your parents, they don't even know where you stay.
Yeah.
But you open that platform, you open that access to say, Mom, whenever you need me, this is where I belong. This is my contact for my husband. Husband, this is my contact for my mother. You guys can talk about me. That's enough. You're a grown lady right now. I cannot even tell how old you are because I know for sure you're younger than me. That one I'm 100% sure. Okay.
I appreciate it.
No,
Thank you.
yeah, so in South Africa, it's an opposite. You don't ask a lady their age. You just tell them that you look younger than your actual age. Simple. Case
Thank
closed.
you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Let's move forward right now. Now I'm interested to talk about you moving into America as an H2B.
Oh my God, WIDS 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah, as an H2B, can you just tell me your journey as an H2B and the person that you have become today?
So I came over here in first time, I think 2009. I was a Boca Point, and fun fact, you know, it's a safe space, as I like to call it, the triangle. The person that I came with to the United States at that time was my fiance.
Your fiance?
We were in Romania.
Okay.
And
okay. Wait. Your fiance came here as an H2B as well.
Yes.
And you came as an H2B.
Yeah, that's how I learned about the program, you know.
So here we're not speaking about the boyfriend.
No.
We're speaking about the fiance.
Yeah.
Somebody that you promised that you're gonna marry.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fiance, right?
And that's how I learned about the program. So, you know, regardless of where life took us, I don't know if I would have been in the space that I am today if I would have not learned about the program through him.
Okay.
So
he came to the program before?
Yes.
Okay.
And we came here together. We came to Boca Point, and Boca Point at that point in 2009 was considering green cards to sponsor us. And however, I said, no, thank you, because I had to finish a university back home.
Really?
Yeah, for me, school was very important.
So
because
the country club wanted to sponsor the two of you. Okay.
And it was in the talks, and I said that I'm not interested because I wanted to go back home to finish my school.
Okay.
Because I already put in a year. I was working full time while I was doing that. Like, I was doing the hard work, and now when I was getting to the finish line, am I just gonna drop it because of a beautiful dollar sign and a green card? No, that I have stronger values than that. If something is meant for me, it will come to me. But school, for me, it was very important because I knew how much I wanted and how much I fought for being in the university that I was, all the struggles and everything. So I went back home and I stayed home for 2 years to finish my university.
Okay,
That's
what was your major?
Law and administrative sciences.
Law and administrative sciences. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, we went our separate ways, and I stayed home for 2 years. And I remember thinking between Dubai and United States.
Okay.
So I applied online through a company for Dubai at one of the biggest duty-free shops, and they were looking for a PR person.
Okay.
So I was like, give it a shot, right? I have nothing to lose. The worst that you can get is no.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
So I applied and I got through 3 interviews, and I apologize to these people to this day. They sent me the offer letter, and somehow Workaway that day was looking for a hostess for Boca West.
Okay. A hostess.
Okay, a hostess.
So now you're declining a PR,
PR
position in Dubai.
Yes.
You accept, okay.
Yeah. That's me.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
So I was like, yeah. I'm like, As much as I love Dubai, for me was the fear of the unknown, because I've never been to Dubai. I didn't know anything.
You only see it on internet and all this
I
stuff.
only see it over there. I wasn't sure about how strong the religion component was. Me knew
Apparently the religion there is very, very tough.
So me knowing how much of a free person and free spirit I am, I'm like, how am I going to fit in? And how will I be able to enjoy all the things that I enjoy?
Yeah.
And I said, I apologize, but I will not be signing this offer letter. And I moved on with Boca West. And here I was in October 15th, I think, 2011, coming to Boca West as a hostess. And I do have to say, it is the best decision I've ever made.
Oh, congratulations again to become the person that you are, because what I see in you, I see a winner. I see somebody who is eager to do whatever that she can do for success. And all right, now, you are in Boca West now as an hostess. What happened?
I
That
got
made you-
there.
Yeah, that made you not to regret the offer.
Yeah, I got there, and my English was better than my season in Boca Point.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. Because, a couple of fun facts, and a lot of the people that know me have heard about this. But I remember, I think I was probably a couple of weeks in Boca Point, and I was trying to take a member to a table. And she told me, oh, no, I'm lazy. I looked at her, and I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. My name is Mihaela. I thought lazy was her name.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's how strong my English
Oh, man, yeah.
I advertised Passover as a dinner dance.
Yeah.
Just, why not? I
Yeah.
guess. God forbid. And God bless my general manager at that point. He was like, she's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But when I got to Boca West, my English was better. And I was very, very proud to be in the #1 residential country club
Oh, nice.
at that point in the United States, and getting the opportunity to get the foundational training that I've been looking for so long, and getting to experience those standards, those, values, those high volume nights. And it was, I don't know how to say, to this day, like, it pumps adrenaline. Like, when you have a night of 700 people ahead of you,
Yeah.
and you are going to take some walking.
I know.
And,
Trust me.
oh my God,
Yeah.
let's do it. And it's that feeling of team and camaraderie, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
ask me to do that again today.
You
Heck
will
yeah.
do it.
Heck yeah. You kidding me? That's
Yeah.
like going out and having fun.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Yeah, I love it.
That's beautiful. So how long have you been with Boca West?
With Boca West, I was very fortunate to be with them for 7 years.
7 years?
Yes.
That's like season after season.
Yep.
Were you going to up north during
Sometimes
the
I was,
summer
sometimes
season?
yes. Sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. But I got to go from hostess to captain to front desk manager to restaurant manager.
Really? Same country club?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat.
And I got to be part of the teams that opened the Grand Central and the Prime Cut, which at that point, if I'm not mistaken, was a $70 million project. Like, I cannot forget that.
Wow, that's nice. So you came there as a hostess, then you became?
Captain, front desk manager.
Front desk manager,
Like I would oversee
the concierge? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were having receptions or host desks in every outlet.
Okay.
So at that point, I think we're about 5 outlets. So I would get to oversee
One outlet.
all 5
All 5?
as a front desk manager.
That's
yes.
nice. Congratulations
Yeah.
again. I don't know how many congratulations I would say because
no.
we are still stepping up.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
taking one step at a time.
Yeah.
So now you're the front desk manager, and what was the next promotion?
Next one, I became assistant restaurant manager.
Okay.
Because I wanted to move on the floor, because were a couple of things that weren't truly clear to me, so I had to get in the trenches to experience it so I can fully understand it. And from assistant restaurant manager, I became restaurant manager, or whatever the title was.
So you understand this culture of being a front desk manager, of being
Oh my
a
God,
restaurant manager. You know all of this.
Yes, prior actually to being to Boca Woods, I was a clubhouse manager in Georgia.
Are you serious?
Oh yes.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
it's my language, and
Yeah.
that is my. I want to say, and yes, it's where I grew up. It's what I came through, but also a bit of a comfort zone. So that's why I chose, and I was again fortunate enough to have the opportunity to take a bit of a different route in experiencing the other areas of a country club, which are so primordial in building that strategic thinking as a future GM.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, Boca West, you are now an assistant restaurant manager. Then from there,
Restaurant manager.
restaurant manager. That was a dining manager.
Yes.
Okay. Then what happened after?
Then it happened that I went to New Jersey in the summer,
Okay.
and that's where I got sponsored the green card.
Like Georgia? No, New Jersey. Okay.
In New Jersey, 30 days after being an employee.
30 days after being employed, then they offered you.
A green card.
Are you serious?
Yep.
So did you have to pay something for that, or they
No.
just take care of everything?
Absolutely. Everything.
From $0 to the maximum amount for you
Yeah.
to get your green card.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations again. Hi guys, now my
I'm
congratulations.
gonna start charging you.
Now you have to. No, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. 30
Yeah,
days being
so-
employed in New Jersey. What was
Yeah.
the name of the club again?
Fiddler's Elbow Country Club.
Okay, shout out
Yeah.
to them.
God
They
bless
made
them.
this angel.
Yeah, they changed my life.
So that was after 7 years in Boca West.
Yes.
So do you think Boca West missed an opportunity?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I
they-
don't
yeah.
think so, because I think they know very well what they want and what they're looking for. And when a person ends up being there for as long as I did,
Yeah.
there is a strong possibility that I don't bring to the table the same fresh eyes that, let's say, you joining the club and you could bring. So I'm sure they weighted, their options and their decision of not offering me a green card very well,
Okay.
and they knew what they were doing. But being in New Jersey, it happened right when the entire nonsense with COVID was
Yeah.
going on. So were different opportunities, different challenges, different perspectives, and at that moment, all of us had to think outside the box.
Yeah.
because there was no book that was written for clubs. What do you do in case of a pandemic?
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
remember to this day, March 27, people speaking about, oh, there is a flu. And I was like, okay, 2 weeks will be over. Well,
Yeah.
next thing we hear, we're in lockdown.
Exactly. And that's what happened to me. And to be honest with you, that time I was running my travel agency in South Africa because I was working for Avis Car Rental. So after 2 years seeing myself growing at Avis, I decided to resign to push my travel agency. And that time it was responding very well. Like each and every week, I was not renting out less than 10 cars every weekend. Like we will sit in the office working 24/7, like trying to make sure that things run smoothly. And I remember the time COVID hits, by that time I was newly moved to a new apartment. Because now
You're doing
things
good.
are looking good,
Yeah.
like now I feel like I'm independent. I'm at my own space where I can just do things. I can live like someone who's successful, And I remember this thing of COVID, it started this side of Western countries. When it gets to Africa, we were just making jokes about it, laughing, doing all of the stuff until one person got COVID and died. That's when we started like to panic now. And trust me, I remember the day, I think it was towards the end of March. It was towards the end of March when our president announced that the country is going to shut down for the next 10 days. Nobody will have any movement. I thought it was just news. And when they shut down the country, like they closed the airports, they closed all the movement. That time I newly moved into a new apartment, Now I had to use my savings to pay for the apartment. I have to use my savings to pay for the office, some of the investors, some of the partners, things like that. Down the line, 3 months, still no business. Then that's when I decided to shut down my business, the apartment, close everything, and I went back home to my parents' house.
Oh my God.
Stayed there, I think, for beautiful 2 years, I think, because that was 2020 when I was moving home. 2 years trying to get back to business, like it never responded. That's when I decided to say, let me just go to America. This interview, it's not for me, it's your interview. I'm just...
I'm learning.
Yeah, so that's when I decided to say, let me go to America, to the HTP program. And I came here not in a way that I wanted to grow in this industry, but I came here just to get the financial strength, go back home and reintroduce my business. But when I get here, I fell in love with the program. I fell in love with hospitality industry. I met people like Kyle, I met people like David Sweet, I met people like you. Everybody is speaking success. You understand? Why not running my business while I'm here, while I'm doing this? Because it's possible. You understand? So
technology has all the tools for you
exactly.
to be successful from any corner of the world.
Yeah, and I'm happy today that I was able to work so hard to reintroduce my business in South Africa. Now you can book flights through my company. Now you can rent a car through my company. Now I can trade again, but now the only different, I'm doing it digital because I'm here in America.
Well, now it's my turn to say congratulations.
Yeah, because I'm relating everything that you are saying. Like I'm relating. Like speaking of you, sleeping on the floor, not having a bed, or whatever the case. I've been there. You understand?
And again, sorry to interrupt, I don't think we are the only ones.
Yeah, okay? Exactly.
I think not everyone speaks about it, but I think, probably are people out there that have stronger stories than mine and yours.
Exactly. So I've been there, I've slept on the floor, I think, until I was 18 years old when I decided to go to the university. That's when I started to own a single bed, to say, this is your bed, you understand? And that was a very good feeling. Coming from a poor family, but fortunately enough, my parents were really in love, you understand? Aww. My father was amazing. The only thing that my father taught me is that love yourself, appreciate yourself, and love those who loves you. And until he passes, And until today, I feel like I missed something big in my life because he was everything. He was my mentor. He never went to school, but trust me, if things are going hard in my life, I'll go to my dad. What can I do? Trust me, that man, he will always have something nice to say. That will make me to go back to that office and negotiate that deal and win that deal. So may his soul rest in peace.
Make it rest in peace.
So COVID now in New Jersey is heating up, and now they offered you the green card. So they offered you the green card because of the COVID, or because of your values?
Of my values.
Of your values.
Yeah.
So what happened?
This was actually the summer prior to the COVID, but during COVID I was over there.
Yeah.
It also happens that my husband and I we started dating.
Your husband? Oh yes. Now I understand. Your husband. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys met in New Jersey.
We actually knew each other from here. We worked together in Boca West, different departments, and my sister and his sister were best friends. Believe it, right? Life is crazy.
Her sister,
my sister, his sister came on the program. She was here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Now she is back home, happily married, with a delicious nephew that I have. His name is Nathan. He turned 13 months on
Nathan.
the 26th. Oh, he's the cutest thing on earth.
No, trust me, internet doesn't forget. He will get this message when he grows up.
Yes. And they were best friends. The two of them were always hanging out together, but I would never hang out with them. Because again, was that fear of mine of people, of, making friends. I always chose to, stay away. And I knew Kyle, I knew his sister, they were coming by us many times, but I would never engage in any type of conversations or hanging out with them. Anyway, in New Jersey, we started dating. Fun fact, my sister and his sister had a bit of a heart attack when they heard that we were actually dating.
But did you like him during Boca West?
But I think, it was just the protection of each other, it was a group of friends, so just making sure that, nobody's hurt in the process, and no relationships end up suffering after.
Okay.
So we started dating on June 26th.
June 26th.
Yeah, I'm very good with my dates. Yes.
Happy early anniversary.
No, yes,
I
June
think
26th.
Tomorrow I'll have to ask Kyle, when is your anniversary?
Oh no, he knows the anniversary because...
All right. I was going to come tell you.
We got married 3 months later after dating.
3 months?
Yep.
Okay.
We started dating on June 26th, and September 29 we got married.
Engaged or married completely?
Married.
Wife and a husband?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It took place in Avalon, New Jersey, and it was a COVID wedding. Probably I'm the only person that's going to say this. I'm glad it was COVID because it was the wedding of my dreams.
Oh, man.
Yes. We had about 10, 12 people. We had a beautiful ceremony on the beach. It was on the beach, which I always dreamt of. We were very casually dressed. Like Kyle had some slacks, a linen shirt. I had like a linen dress. I literally had in my feet Tory Burch sandals.
Oh, really?
No crazy makeup, nothing, because nobody would put makeup on you back then, because
that was
it was
natural.
COVID. No, but it was COVID.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was super windy, but we rented a house on the beach, and the morning of the wedding, I actually went kayaking. I love kayaking.
Okay.
I went kayaking, Kyle went fishing, and it was just very relaxed. It was very natural. There was no stress. There was like, oh my God, what if this fits me? What if it doesn't?
Yeah.
How is it gonna look? Like, my wedding dress was from Romania. I ordered it online and it came to the United States. It was the astronomical price of $70.
Yep.
And the reason for which I wanted a dress the way that I had it It's our goal was to wear it on our anniversary, the same clothes for
Wow,
us
man.
as long as we fit in.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So yeah, and soon to be 5 years.
Okay, that's beautiful,
We
man.
survived each other.
Congratulations again.
No, stop it.
Okay, so how did you meet him? How did you meet Kyle? I know that you guys were working together in Boca West, but did you see the potential husband in him while you were guys in Boca West, or you were just seeing?
No, I think I saw a good human. That's
Yeah.
it. And I never looked at a man or anyone that I've dated. All I've looked, it was for a good person.
Okay.
I've never, dated and I was like, oh my God, if he doesn't, make any moves in a year, it's
Yeah.
out the door.
Yeah.
No, I've never had oh my God, this is my type. It has
Yeah.
to have dark hair, has to be 6 feet
Yeah.
tall, or needs to have this job or needs to have this kind of account. I never care for those things. I never pursued anyone in that fashion. All that I've asked God to send me was a good man with good values and that does not have any addictions.
Okay.
Because I wasn't going to allow any of that at my door.
And you found that exactly from Kyle.
Yes, and
Okay.
I always say we can make a fortune together. We are driven enough. I think we are cerebral enough to know when to make the right choices, which are going to be good for our family.
Yeah.
And what to work on, and we always have strong conversations together of, hey, I think this could have been approached this way.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh, but we have a lot of games at home. But however, it's this game which has a dry erase board,
Okay.
and it's the couples game. And whenever we want to try and discuss something for our family, Kyle is normally texting me and he's like, I have a presentation tonight.
That is so like him.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so like him.
So we have presentations on our mini dry erase boards, and he puts his points and develops from there.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, and there are things in our lives that maybe we could have done better, but I think it's all part of growth and the fact that we are able to self-reflect
Yeah.
and learn and see different routes.
Yeah.
It's what makes us better for the future.
Okay, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I don't know how many fist pumps you're gonna make. today.
All of them.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your knuckles sore.
Yeah, so now you guys you're in New Jersey, get married, and what position you were in again?
From there, I spent 2 years there, food and beverage manager.
Yeah.
And we actually transitioned to a restaurant group because we wanted to experience, because we've always been in member-owned clubs,
Yeah.
owner clubs, equity, non-equity clubs, but we never experienced a restaurant where, every cent matters.
Yeah, dealing with guests.
Dealing
People-
with guests,
yeah.
dealing with cash. We are in a country club.
Yeah.
How many times do you move tables from a corner to another and start building U-shapes in the middle
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
night?
And
You
cannot-
don't.
Yeah.
And you go to a restaurant and you see that you do anything you can to get those, people in and build that name and build that image for them where they will want to come back.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience, which we are forever grateful, and how much, the owner actually embraced both of us, and, not having family over there, always included us with his family. So it was beautiful,
Okay.
but our heart was still with the clubs.
And how big was the restaurant?
Oh, it was a group. They were having a mini boutique hotel, which
Oh,
is
is it?
stunning.
That's good.
Beautiful steakhouse, American casual, Japanese steakhouse. We're about 6 restaurants, and they are about to build even more.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what was your position there?
I was a food and beverage manager. I was helping in the hotel over at the reception. I was doing everything and
Okay.
anything, it didn't matter.
So
I would mop the floor, change the
Yeah.
bed sheets. I don't care.
Okay, that's good. And what was Kyle doing?
He was a general manager of one of the restaurants.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are moving up, eh?
Yeah.
All right, so how long did you stay in a restaurant?
1 year.
1 year?
1 year. And what happened is that Kyle had a scholarship for us to go at the World Conference with CMAA, which is Club Management Association of America.
Okay.
And if anyone that is in CMAA and knows my LinkedIn profile, I am addicted to CMAA.
Yeah, I see that on your LinkedIn all the
Yeah.
time. CCMA is always...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went to the World Conference. We got reconnected with some connections and some people, and we've heard people talk again about the clubs. And there was a specific class on Hum, which
Yeah.
was the feedback app that they were using at Admiral's Cove, and Kyle heard it. Kyle heard the entire hour and everything, and something clicked into his head during that presentation by Mr. Brett Morris, and said, Mihaela, we need to get back to clubs. He was like, I miss it. I miss the passion. I miss the member experience. I miss it. And somehow he got connected with one of his old friends, and he learned of a position that was opening in Atlanta as a food and beverage director at the Atlanta Athletic Club. And little did I know, 2 months later, I was packing
Really?
to move to Atlanta.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
following your man like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, whenever my man goes,
Yeah.
I follow. That's good.
And it was a great opportunity for us as a family, and we moved to Atlanta. I still remember driving in and seeing so much green. There is a lot of green. Like
And that time you never been to
trees.
Atlanta?
No, nothing. And you know, seeing that city feeling like New York, and
Yeah.
you had everything.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
had
yeah.
like a New Jersey and New York together, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay. We found a beautiful apartment, which was literally like 5 minutes from the club, and it was perfect. I truly loved Atlanta. I loved living in there. New Jersey, I enjoyed it. I'm grateful for everything that it brought, but everything was so far.
But isn't it that when a club is sponsoring you or a company is sponsoring you, you have to stay with them for 5 years?
No.
It's not like that. People are...
It depends on the club and the rules they want to put in place for you, but that is not a requirement as
Okay.
far as I am aware.
Okay,
I
so
don't,
they didn't...
I'm not a lawyer,
Yeah.
I don't know, so.
So bad when you leave.
No, because they were excited about our growth.
Yeah.
They saw the potential. They knew what the club could offer, and you know, at the end of the day, Kyle put in with them, I think, about 5 years.
Okay, that's
Because
beautiful.
Kyle was sponsored by them as well.
Oh, Kyle was sponsored by them as well. Okay, yeah, we spoke
Yeah.
about it on our
Yeah.
episode. I
Yeah.
remember now. But you guys are very lucky, to be honest.
Oh, I mean, blessing is an understatement, you know.
Yeah.
It's someone taking a chance on changing your life and wanting to do that without expecting anything in return. I don't know what a greater good you can do.
Yeah, you guys were meant to be together from a long time
I
ago.
think
yeah?
so. It just took us a while to
Yeah,
find each other.
So now we are in Atlanta. You are
Yes.
working there now together. Oh, were you
no.
working?
No, I got a job after we got there as a food and beverage director / clubhouse manager at a club, which is it was an hour away from where we used to live.
Okay.
And I loved it. It was a 2,500 home property. It had a huge clubhouse,
Okay.
two pools, a beach club. It was stunning.
Okay.
And I do have to say that, you know, a lot of people were like, oh my God, an hour drive.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal because us being international, it's great because you get to call the family.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, the long days could get to you sometimes, but it wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, oh my God. Plus, I would get to listen to so many books and,
Yeah.
you know, listen to podcasts. And
Yeah.
it was nice. I very much enjoyed it. And I have to say, you know, every place in my career had a certain role in me building my toolbox.
Okay.
Because I've always looked for certain values that I can add in order to become the best leader that I think I should be and that I can be. But I have to say that Big Canoe for me was a huge stepping stone in learning on how to manage a clubhouse, how to manage the financials. And to this day, I cannot give enough thanks to the general manager of the club, Mr. Scott Auer, because he supported my education, my development, and he believed in me.
Yeah.
Were there tough days? Absolutely, but I think those are everywhere, you know. I always say you never know what skeletons are in someone's closet up until you start walking through their bedroom.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's true.
it's choosing how do you want to look at those skeletons. Do you
Yeah.
want to turn it into a Halloween party or you want to make it a graveyard?
Yes. True.
You know?
Yeah.
So I for me that was phenomenal. And
Okay.
then from there, talking about education in Atlanta, we ended up going to one BMI, which is a Business Management Institute. It's a 1 week long course that you do through CMA in order to become a CCM, which is a Certified Club Manager. You need to complete 4 of those. However long it takes you, it doesn't matter. Most important is to, you know, be dedicated, and eventually at the end of those 4 classes, you need to take an exam and so on and so forth. But at one of those 1 week long classes, we actually got to meet David Sweet.
Okay.
We were in the same class, and in those classes, there are many topics that come along. It can be accounting, it can be governance, it can be people and culture. It can be a lot.
Yeah.
And we all get to interact. We get to work on projects. It's a beautiful, you know, eye-opening event because you're learning from those around you, but also you get to network and learn about people near you. And during this week long, we got to learn, obviously, as much as David wanted to share in that week, but we've learned of a great human.
Yeah, from him.
From him, because you could feel his leadership, you could feel his transparency, his honesty and positivity and clarity, and were all those things that, you know, at some point you're thinking and you're like, does this really exist? I believe in good people. It's again the good people that I'm looking for, you know, and I believe in good people, and I believe in honest people, and I believe in people that are not going to knock you down if you say something stupid, if you make a mistake, or, you know, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, if we win, you win, but if we fail, we fail.
Yes.
So it was that kind of mentality. And I remember getting home after that week, and Kyle said, if we ever get an opportunity of a position opening up in Boca Woods, I will apply in a heartbeat.
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to David Sweet, man. That guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Trust me, you know, especially us as H2Bs, like, you know, when you move season after season, that's when you're gonna realize actually where you belong. You understand? And whenever he welcome us back, whenever he talk to us, the passion, the culture, you understand? So, like, who cannot feel comfortable around David Sweet anyway? So Carl now is telling you about if the opportunity is opening in Boca Woods, and what was your response on that?
I've always supported Kyle because I know if, you know, it was me initiating any move, he would do the same for me.
Yeah.
So I've always supported him, and I said,
why not?
Why not? Let's do it. We are young. We don't have kids. You know, what's stopping us?
Yeah.
A U-Haul truck and a trailer? No. We're professional movers at this point. And the opportunity came. He applied. It was a very strong pool of candidates, and I think he had some great competition, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we were, lucky enough and fortunate, and thank to Kyle Skills as well for passing the interview, that here we were again. 3 months.
And you again packing again.
3 months later, packing again, and coming down to Florida, which it was our end goal regardless. Like we've always longed for coming back to Florida, wanting to be by the beach, as I said.
Yeah.
That's where we recharge, and it was our happy place. So I was very happy to get back down and reconnect with my girlfriends that I came to the United States 15 years ago. And yeah,
that's good. It means Kyle is a very good leader. It seems like you trusted him with your life.
Oh yeah.
Because when he said, let's move, you believe in him. You believe wherever we're going, I'm going to be safe. From New Jersey to Atlanta, back to Florida again. Not that we are following him. You also follow your career. But he's the one who's unlocking that. He's the one who's unlocking the doors to say, my baby, I will lead, please follow me. And here you are today, you are at Boca Woods. And how long did it take you to occupy a position in Boca Woods?
When we came down, I was looking. I wasn't actually sure what I was looking for, but I was looking.
Because I remember the first time I met you, I think we were in an exhibition where all the country clubs came to Boca Woods to exhibit, looking for new stuff and all the stuff. And that's when Kyle introduced me to you to say, this is my wife, blah, blah, blah. And we've been talking like, this guy is married, but where is the wife? He's a South African. Us South African men, we always not showing off, but we believe that, okay, if we are married, then I have to know your wife. That's us, and you cannot take that away from us. So when he finally introduced you that day, man, I just saw a very humble person. And I'm like, you know what? As much as I know Carl, but this is the best one for him. You understand? And okay, now you are in Boca Woods with your husband. You are not looking. So how did you end up in Boca Woods?
It happened that the communications and marketing position was opening up, and it was a route that I was considering taking, but I think, again, life brought me to it. And as my Georgia experience, I think it is the best thing that could have happened to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as someone that is not Native American, okay? English is not my first language.
But you're doing great. You're speaking very good English. I even, I think somebody, because I didn't know who was posting stuff on, I thought it was Michael, because in my mind, I'm like, Michael is the one with the content.
But he's the one that's posting. He's doing the verbiage and everything.
Yeah, but who's typing? Who's
Michael.
Is writing all of those things?
Everything. It's all Michael.
So
what's
your work
to him.
What's your work on that?
Sometimes we do have input, like, we bounce ideas of each other, of how we think it should sound and stuff like that. But no, everything that is being managed on social media, it's totally Michael.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Congratulations to him. The guy is doing a very good job.
He is doing a phenomenal job. And between you and I, we monthly or quarterly, we do pull the statistics. And since Michael has joined the position as content creator, our brand and our image, it's a tremendous presence that we have, and it's a great following. The clicks, everything, it's phenomenal.
That's beautiful, man. Okay, moving forward, now you're the communication manager in Boca Woods. How is it so far?
I love it.
I
love it because, again, going back to David's leadership, I'm free.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand when I say I'm free, it means I'm free. It means that I can build, I can do, it's whatever I want. Like, we have a magazine that is getting published on April 1st.
Yeah. April 1st?
Yes.
Okay.
And not Fool's Day, but we
Yeah.
publish our magazines. I did not have to ask approval for the picture on the cover. I did not have to ask approval for the content of the magazine. Like, I said, this is what we're doing, and he supports us.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Because he believes in you.
Yes, but at the same time, this is a country club he's the general manager
Yeah.
of, and some people would like to
Sit down,
and
check the
tell
pictures and-
you, oh, this is what you're writing, this is what you're doing, but he believes in his team because
Yeah.
those are the people that he chose, and he knows that we will make the best decisions for the club and for him.
Shout out to David Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. We just had an episode with him. We just entirely went through his personal life, career-wise. The guy is so amazing. He is so amazing. I was so comfortable in that chair when he was speaking. Like, I felt like I was talking to my father at the same time, because whenever he says something, he motivated. And he always have answers for, not for everything, but most of the things that you are asking him. He's always have something good to say. And shout out to him. And there's so many people that is leading now, 240 employees, like over 600 houses in Boca Woods. And the man is still standing and doing so well. And congratulations to him and to you as well throughout your journey from being a hostess, declining offers from Dubai. Those people, I wish they can find you. I wish they can find you. So congratulations from being a hostess, going to be the manager at the front desk, growing up until you become the person that you are, and then not getting your green card because of, let me get married so that I can get a green card. You work through, you offered your potential, your values and everything until you get your green card. There's your husband as well, came through getting offered a green card. You guys changing country clubs, restaurant. Now we are in Boca Woods. You're meeting King Nati. We are talking about this life all together. So I just want to say congratulations in everything, and I wish God can continue to bless you.
I wish he gets to bless everyone around us, because it's a beautiful life and it's a beautiful world out there. And
yeah.
You said a word in the beginning when we started talking, and you said some people say impossible, you cannot, but the word itself says I am possible.
Yes.
Okay. And again, I've said this before, life can be like a post on Instagram. And you have all those filters.
Yeah,
Rio
you can
de
change them,
Janeiro.
make your eyes however you want to make them.
No, but you can change the colors, right?
Yeah.
That are on top of the picture. So every day you wake up, it's on you, the filter that you choose to put on. Life is gonna throw curveballs. Don't get me wrong. It's, all those moves, they were easy, they were hard, they were challenges. There were times maybe when you're questioning yourself what I'm doing, but it's staying true to your values, staying true to what's most important, and always, having an honest conversation with your partner. And if you don't have a partner, you become your best partner.
Yeah. Yes, that's how it
And
is.
it's just making the most of every day. I always say, understand, and I put something on LinkedIn a couple of days ago. Life is like a car with one tank of gas. Where you choose to go, people you want to see, where you spend your energy, those are your choices. Make it intentional and make it yours.
Wow. What a wonderful message to close the episode. That is amazing. We've been talking for 1 hour, 30 minutes now, and it feels like 30 minutes.
I swear.
Time flies.
Yes,
eh?
yes.
So thank you so much for showing up. And finally, what is that you can say to your fellow H2Bs? Because you were once an H2B, and you escalated, you get promotions until you become the person that you are today. In a nutshell, what is that you can say to the H2B, especially you knowing all the struggles, the challenges, the thing of chasing hours, like overworking yourself just because you want better money? Like, what is that advice that you can give to them?
Ah,
I know.
I think everyone needs to remember why they left their home,
Yeah.
because it has to be a reason. Even, nobody can tell me they came here to party, because I
Yeah.
promise you there is Europe, there is Ibiza, there is better places to party,
Yeah.
okay? So it must be a reason that drove you here.
Yeah.
Every experience that you have, try to look at what you can learn, because it has not been brought to you for no reason. There is growth, there is learning, there is something about it. You
Yeah.
just need to find it. And no dream needs to stay a dream. It can become your reality if you're choosing to put the work that it takes to turn that dream into your daily reality. But it's gonna take work, and you gotta be okay with the work, with the struggles and all the challenges, because I always say, when you stretch, okay, you go stretching, it hurts, right?
Yeah.
You feel like
Yeah.
your
Yeah, your muscle
hamstrings,
are
your
pulling,
arms,
yeah.
everything. But that stretching actually helps your body to become flexible, right? That's what happens with life. It's stretching you
Yeah.
because it gets you ready for being in a good place.
Nice
So
one.
you just gotta
example.
be okay with getting stretched,
Yes.
because then you will get to enjoy all the benefits of being stretched.
Wow. Oh, what a message. If you didn't hear that, I'm sorry for you. Anyway, in this podcast now, I'm working with Wonga.
I love it.
Yeah, he goes by the name of Dangerous MC.
Okay.
Unfortunately, today he didn't make it because, working and all the stuff, sometimes you deserve to rest. So he had other things that he's taking care of. He could have been here to join us. And at this moment, he's the one who's doing this. But now I have to do it myself.
Okay.
It is a culture in drive-thru that when you come, we give you something just to say thank you for honoring us. Thank you for taking our invite serious. And thank you for helping us to grow our content. So this is for you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
With
You
every-
didn't have to.
I
I'm
know.
serious.
It's okay, but you deserve it anyway. So I just want to say once again, congratulations to everything that we have achieved. And I wish God can bless you and give you strength to achieve even more. The most we can pray for, I wish you a healthy lifestyle.
Amen, sir. Well, all we need is health, but I'm gonna give you a hug and thank you very much
thank you so
for
much. I really
everything.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. And we hope you find today's content somewhat
Trust me,
inspirational.
this is gonna be one of my favorites.
Not say that enough.
Wow, beautiful. You should be writing a book. I'll be the first person to, Kyle will be the first one, I'll be the second one to read
Yes,
your book.
sir.
Like, you know how to put your words together, and you are always giving those shots of motivations. And that's what we need as people sometimes,
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, again, one of the most beautiful ladies sitting just right next to me. First time shooting in the studio. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for following us all the time. And thank you so much for always tuning in. My name once again is King Nati. Stay in tune. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Spit King Natty.